to our fireside chat show on Rush Limbaugh, the TV show. Happy you're with us, ladies and gentlemen. We, as you know, on our fireside chat show, it's a little bit laid back and relaxed, and we take it a little bit less formally, but we still have a lot to do. Want to just head in and get started right with this, because there is a major misunderstanding that has permeated, I think, the entire country. This guy, I'm holding this in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. That is Major General Campbell. His name is, where's this guy's? Harold Campbell. Now, he is in the news recently. He made a speech to Air Force personnel at a banquet in the Netherlands. And he said that the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, is a gay-loving, draft-dodging, pot-smoking, womanizing Commander-in-Chief. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this reaction that you just witnessed, which was a spontaneous reaction, we have no signs in this audience urging people to applaud or laugh or boo or anything else, unlike other television shows where the topics are so silly that no intelligent person would know what to do when watching it. We don't need, because we do serious, substantive, funny. You know what this show is? This show is what I think, but this show is a combination of irreverence and a sense of humor and a serious discussion of issues. And these people, look at them. Look at how well attired they are. These are not. This is top drawer America in here. Top drawer America, looking fine, feeling fine, and proud and happy to be Americans, and hoping for even more in there. Is that not right? Now, nevertheless, this audience has, I think, fallen for the wrong interpretation of the Major General's remarks. Many people assume these remarks to be insults. Many people assume that when Major General Campbell calls the President of the United States a gay-loving, draft-dodging, dope-smoking womanizer, that he's insulting him. I think not. I think this general is on the cutting edge of societal evolution. Now wait, I think this general, these guys are smart. They know that they can't run around saying things like this. You don't have the access to the First Amendment's free speech clause when you're in the military that you and I have. You can't say stuff. Like if you have a whack drill sergeant, let's say you are in the Army or the Marines or whatever, and there's a whack that comes along, you know, a woman's Army Corps person, she's a drill sergeant. I had one as a ballroom dance teacher once in college. That was a PE course. A PE course. They wonder why I flunked out. It was ballroom dance, taught by a drill sergeant in the WACs. Well, suppose she says something that I don't like. I can't just say, hey, why don't you try to get in touch with your inner bitch? Can't say that. Now wait a minute. Wait just a second. I know what you do. I can't believe he said that. See, this is a great example of how you must listen to this show and watch this show in context. Because if you saw every show, you would know that the latest craze amongst progressive feminists is that the real inner thing to get in touch with, as far as they are concerned for women, is to get in touch with the inner, the B-I itch. There, I didn't say it, and everybody knows what I mean. That's clean. So you can't say that to the whack drill sergeant. This general knows this. I think, ladies and gentlemen, that he was listing the fine qualities that got President Clinton elected. These are the values of his generation. Dope-smoking, gay-loving, draft-dodging, womanizing. And this general deserves credit. Now, you think I'm laughing? Let me show you this. Do you see this? This is the Village Voice. Let me show you. This is from October 27th, 1992. Right there it says it. And look at this. This is Clinton before the hair color. Got a rose in there. Now let's show you a close-up, show you a shot. At the very bottom, why a draft-dodging, dope-toking Don Juan is the people's choice. This story applauds him for being these things. It approves. It talks about, finally, we've finally got an American who does what we do as president. And that is what I think the general knows. I think the general is perhaps warning us. But nevertheless, he's praising the commander-in-chief, and I suspect that you will see that in future days. The president will probably thank him, in fact. Now, well, sometimes, you know, it's a new generation. There's a passing of the torch, and the truth is sometimes a tough thing to deal with. And this general has taken a great step forward in helping us to all accept the new truth. We have a phone call about this. I want to grab this call very quickly. It's Chris from Modesto, California. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, hi. What do you think of all this?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, the military is made up of very dedicated individuals, and sacrifice is nothing new to the truly dedicated, and I think General Campbell is such a person. And when he made these remarks, he did it knowing full well that he was completely aware of the potential consequence, to include the possibility of placing his career in jeopardy. And this is not something that you take lightly. And this man was making the supreme sacrifice and is willing to become a sacrificial lamb to put the truth out about this president and make sure that this guy doesn't get away with all of that.
You know, that's an interesting point of view. Thanks very much for the call. That this general cares so much about his country. He cares so deeply about the character and qualifications of the commander-in-chief that he risks his own future as a military general with this statement, hoping to warn everybody else. Well, that could be true, too. Either way, the general wins, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on Thursday, they had the annual commencement exercises at Harvard. And the speaker there was Colin Powell, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was protested by members of the homosexual community who feel that his unbending they feel that his unbending attitude on the ban on gays in the military is just unacceptable. And so they showed up to protest. That's why the pink and black balloons. Don't you love the colors of gay protest? Pink and black. Somebody in the audience is getting sick, ladies and gentlemen. But did you notice we actually have footage? I'll tell you one thing, the number of people who protested was far fewer than what was to be the case. They thought that, of course, this is the way it always is with the media. The media never understands what real life is all about, I don't think. At least the media that lives on either coast, in the New York, Washington, Boston corridor, or out on the left coast, the Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles corridor. They don't understand what really is important to people or what matters to people. And so they hear that the gays are going to protest. Well, it's obviously going to be hundreds of thousands that'll show up. Millions even, maybe. And I think it wasn't many at all. That's why there's no footage of what they actually did as their protest. You know what they did? They turned their back. I'll demonstrate for you. You are Colin Powell, and you are speaking to the assembled graduates at Harvard, and you're looking at them just as you're looking at me. And the minute he began to speak, they did this. They turned around. They thought they were delivering an insult. But in truth, you know, when a gay guy I don't want to say this. I don't want to say it too loud. But when a gay guy turns his back on you, it's an invitation, maybe. I will be back with the rest of our show right after some folks.
One gram of fat, or 1 gram of fat. 1 gram of fat, or 1 gram of fat. Weight Watchers announces a first. Smart Ones, the only line of entrees with 1 gram of fat, like luscious chicken Mirabella. So why eat this when you can indulge in this? Smart Ones, 1 gram of fat, 1 smart choice. And try Weight Watchers light mayonnaise and light cheese slices. Rich, creamy taste at a great low price.
Some deep down greasy stains are just too scary for detergents alone. But here's a stain remover that won't run from a really tough stain. New Shout Gel with the built-in brush. It's concentrated power that stays where you put it and works deep into fibers to shout out greasy stains. Too scary for detergents alone. Want a tough stain out? Shout it out with New Shout Gel from SC Johnson Wax.
This summer reminder is brought to you by Pepsi. Better get yours before Shaq gets it all.
Shack attack! Shack attack! Cops Food Center has everything you need to fill your picnic table.
It's the law at Cops.
From bakery specials, mouth-watering cuts of meat, fish, and poultry.
And a savings!
This week, extra tender stuffed pork chops from Farmland will turn a plain old picnic into a feast. Find them in the meat department at Cops for only $1.99 a pound.
Celebrate cookout fun with summertime savings at Cops Food Centers, where low prices are the law.
It's the law at Cops.
Just barely caught that. See, I have to keep my eye on the camera so that when the red light goes on, I'm ready to be right there. But out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw Bill Clinton traversing the back of our audience. that Arkansas taxon spendus or something like that. Anyway, do you remember this? I want to close the loop on something that we've been talking about for quite a while. This is one of these things we've intended to discuss earlier this week, but it got squeezed out because of other elements on previous shows going a little bit long. This really all starts with the controversy here in New York at CCNY, Community College of New York, where the scholarly Leonard Jeffries was found, the school was actually found guilty of violating his free speech rights by stripping the department headship of the Black Studies unit away from him, and he got reinstated and some money and so forth. And this led to a discussion of how does this happen? I mean, because it was clearly the university's fault. All this Leonard Jeffries stuff was their fault because he shouldn't have been hired in the first place. So why was he hired? He was hired because of the tumult of the late 60s and 70s, all the protests. People were demanding that the universities start this department, have this department. The universities just caved in because, A, they thought it probably was the right thing to do. But they also didn't like being intimidated, and they didn't want to go through the hassle. So they just started all these different studies, women's studies, black studies, one-armed amputee in the corner of 5th and Vine studies. You name it. Anybody that wanted a studies department pretty much got it. And they let them alone. They paid no attention to what was being taught. They didn't have any standards. They paid no attention to the scholarship or the curriculum or anything. And so what these units became, these special interest departments became anti-American cells. People go in there and have a bias against America, and generally it's an embittered anger because somehow they haven't made it in America. America has been unfair to them, and so they start propagandizing in the name of education. And then these guys finally hang around long enough, like Leonard Jeffries and others, and what they're doing becomes public knowledge, and people freak out. My gosh, that's being taught in our school. Yeah, and it has been for almost 30 years. What do you think about that? At least 25 in the cases of some schools. Well, you take all of that, and then you go out to UCLA, where they demanded a Chicano Studies department. They had to have it. The way they were being taught was insufficient. You know, it's getting to the point, folks, where on major university campuses, if we don't start an American Studies department, we're going to lose our country. We're teaching all these people worthless things that are not, as their primary education, which is not going to help them assimilate into American society. There's a distinct American culture, there's a distinct American way of doing things, and there's a distinct route, many of them, but there are distinct routes to success in America, and they don't involve anger and bitterness and hating the country. And that's what's being taught in these places. And the universities are not learning from their previous mistakes. So they, at first, the UCLA administration said, we're not going to cave in, we're not going to cede to these demands and so forth. And the protesters, well, we have videotape of the protesters looking just like the 60s. And they are interspersed with some comments from some of the leaders of the protest group. Now, you watch this. See if I have not been right about everything I've
The
said.
university has finally begun to understand the conviction that we as a community have for enhancing our education. As of a few minutes earlier, we reached a resolution.
This unit has all the elements, the basic elements that make up a department, plus more. It has a degree of autonomy and a system of governance that no unit of any kind in this university has.
Now look at this. Look at the black power salutes and the anti-American salutes these people are offering right out of the 60s. Look at this. I mean, all we are saying, give peace a chance. You hear what the guy said? And we have more autonomy and freedom than any department on campus. Aren't we great? You see, it's just this, it's happened. The same exact, the university caved totally and has just said to this department, fine, you want to have Chicano studies, you can have it, and whatever you want it to be is what it is. Now, I predicted this. I knew this was going to happen. Let's take you to a Rush Limbaugh program. Do we have, what's the date on this? Well, I know we have the graphic, but do we, May 15th? May 13th. On May 13th, this is what aired as part of this show. These are students at UCLA. These are people who are demanding a Chicano Studies department at UCLA. Now, this is exactly what happened in the late 60s and early 70s. A bunch of madcap, irresponsible, troublemaking little kids, punks, marched on college campuses and demanded to have women's studies programs and black studies programs. And the universities, they don't like that kind of stuff. It scares them and intimidates them. Says, okay, fine. You want your department, you can have it. And we don't care what you do there. Just shut up. And that's what you get. Now we got black studies departments, and you got street thugs off the street as tenured professors with no scholarship, no history of any education themselves, just using the classroom for propaganda. Voila, you have Leonard Jeffries. And the universities are to blame themselves because they just said goodbye to standards. Kissed them off. Bye-bye standards, and instead, let's be good people. We know those people have been mistreated, and let's make it up to them by letting them do whatever they want to do. And then we call this university. Now, if things go according to historical precedent, UCLA will cave in. We'll have a Chicano Studies department out there, and we'll be graduating a bunch of bitter, angry Chicano and Hispanic people who think America is out to give them the shaft. And that's what's wrong with our educational system. See, first, that's how it works. I called it. Just another reason why liberals are quaking in their boots. People are flocking to this show in droves. It's another example of the great service you get as a viewer here. Back with more right after this.
Cooler than a shag haircut, easier to wear than poultry, more comfortable than a kick in the head. They're Bark 2s from Bark's Root Beer. Cool, removable body art in 36 different designs. Free! Inside specially marked 12 packs of great tasting Bark's Root Beer, the one with bite. So leave your lederhosen home and make a fashion statement on your arm, on your leg, or on your head with Bark 2s from Bark's Root Beer, the one with Bark 2s.
Are you tired of the liberal slant on news today? Now there's a choice. Rush Limbaugh has told you about the Conservative Chronicle. Now each week you'll enjoy credible, intelligent commentary from conservative columnists and cartoonists. You'll read insightful, crisply written opinions from syndicated columnists like George Will, Joseph Sobran, Gene Kirkpatrick, William Buckley, and more. Join the ranks of the truly informed. Subscribe to the Conservative Chronicle and get 52 issues for only $39. Money back guarantee. Call now and subscribe.
American, where you get the low price.
And so much more.
And until 9 Saturday, everything's on sale at American. Every camcorder and TV on sale. A giant 25-inch sharp, just $269. Every home stereo, car stereo, every camera and boombox on sale. Like a Sanyo CD boombox, only $79.
And professionals with answers that make it easy to compare.
Every computer, every washer and dryer, every refrigerator on sale. Everything is on sale. Everything.
American.
Everything.
Pontiac has it.
Honda doesn't.
You won't get it with Toyota.
Only Pontiac offers Pontiac Smart Drive and the 1993 Pontiac Grand Am for 36 months at only $199 a month. Drive Pontiac Grand Am with all this for this, just $199 a month.
Too bad, Honda.
Sorry, Toyota. I'm buying a Pontiac Grand Am.
Only at your local Pontiac dealer.
We intended to do earlier this week. It's the Chinese immigration problem. This is a really interesting thing. All of these people in this country think this country is so bad and so rotten, and yet there are people dying trying to get into this country. The latest round of immigrants comes from China. We had a ship run aground here on the beaches of Queens, and it was a sad scene because some people actually died trying to get ashore. They drowned. And they, in many cases, they spend $25,000 to $40,000 to come here, and in some cases they don't have it, so they owe it, and they have to join sweatshops in Chinatowns or other such places once they get to the major cities. Some of them join gangs, and there you have the beginnings of the Chinese mafia. And the question is, what do we do with these people? Do we keep them here and try to rehabilitate them? And after all, there are some people who think that these are the modern equivalents of our founding fathers. That this country was built on immigration, and there are those who make the case that not everybody who immigrated here in the early 1900s did so legally, and some of them may have fathered and produced very famous offspring and so forth. But we send them back to the tyranny of communist China. I'd like to propose a happy medium. If they get sent back to China, what will happen to them? They'll be told what to think. They'll be told what to say. They'll be told when to say it, when not to say it. They will be put away. They'll be, in other words, folks, they are going to be shackled and tied to what we might call political correctness in this country. They'll be told to do it the Chinese communist way, or they might get shot. We don't have to send them back to China, my friends. In order to accomplish most of that, all we need to do is send them to the University of Pennsylvania, where they will also be told what to say, what to think, when to say it, what not to say. The only thing that we can relatively be certain of is that they won't be shot. But here's another advantage to sending them to the University of Pennsylvania. Where are these people from? China. Where's that? Asia. What does that mean? It means that finally, if we send them to the University of Pennsylvania, there'll be somebody on campus who actually knows what a water buffalo is. Back in a moment.
Problem: dark circles and under-eye puffiness. The solution: sudden change under-eye smoother. Watch as the appearance of dark circles and puffiness are being smoothed away. Look years younger in minutes. Try sudden change under-eye smoother.
My teeth are sensitive. They hurt.
That's a warning. That's why dentists choose Sensodyne to help stop the pain that can make you stop brushing, could lead even to tooth loss.
I got the warning. Then I got Sensodyne.
Trust Sensodyne, the dentist's choice for sensitive teeth.
It happened at the Pond's Institute. The discovery of Nourishing Complex 7. The miracle behind Pond's new Nourishing Moisturizer Lotion. A moisturizer so advanced, it adds more effective moisture than the leading moisturizer. It reduces the appearance of fine lines by 20%, and it is oil-free. Pond's new Nourishing Moisturizer. For more information, call the Institute at 1-800-34-PONDS.
Hang your hat in a Steenberg home for under $200 per month, less than rent. 500 homes statewide, liquidation price, with the lowest financing in 20 years. Why swallow a big rent payment? Move into a newer used manufactured home and pay less. Liquidation prices won't last long, so hurry. Don't let rent take a big bite out of your budget. Hang your hat in your own home for under $200 per month.
Best buy in the Midwest, Steenberg Homes.
Appleton, Fond du Lac, Manitowoc, Stevens Point, and Peshtigo.
for you a viewer video we'd like to show you before we leave. It's called The Home Video Magician. Take a look.
Bill Clinton is shuffling America's economy just like a deck of cards in a dirty deal to redistribute America's wealth. Bill Clinton's economic plan promises change for all of America. We'll have change, all right. Change from something to nothing. And that's for all of America. But don't worry, because there is a way out. Mega dittos, Rush.
And thank you. You know, that'd be a great commercial. That'd be a great campaign commercial. Variation that would work very well. One more thing here before we go. I noticed this in the paper on Thursday. The 9th U.S. Conference, or World Conference on AIDS, is taking place in Berlin, and some outfit has finished an exhaustive survey. They've just published the results. Get this. Pro football players are extremely unlikely to acquire the AIDS virus during a game. Afterwards, it's anybody's guess. And professional basketball players are more likely to use condoms than their fans are. Can you believe what? Basketball players are more likely to use condoms than their fans are. I'll bet the fans of Magic Johnson might dispute that. See you on our next show.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following. Rush Limbaugh's Wardrobe by Rochester, Big and Tall.
Quit chewing tobacco with new Mint Snuff All Mint Chew. Mint Snuff is made from mint, not tobacco. For a store near you, call 1-800-EAT-MINT.
Aches and pains? Relax. Conair brings you so many soothing, comforting ways to massage them away. Conair, the leader in personal care.
Your lips need special protection from the sun. Introducing Blistex Ultra Protection with SPF 30. This season, it's on everybody's lips.
Be sure to listen for the Rush Limbaugh radio program, weekdays from 11 to 2 on Talk Radio WNFL 1440 and on News Radio 1490 WOSH.
If you'd like to order a video cassette of Rush's TV show for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO. For a transcript, send $5 to Burrell's Transcripts, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039. Or call 1-800-777-TEXT.
WGBA Fox 26 is rebroadcast on